This is Barnstable Today for Tuesday, March 31st. Welcome aboard. I'm Mark Mumford. And just a quick reminder that the meetings we cover are available on demand at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
The condition of the exterior of Town Hall and the money to fix it are our focus today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
At last evening's Community Preservation Committee meeting, Town Manager John Klim, along with Councilor Leah Curtis and John Juros from the DPW, were on hand seeking help with financing work on Town Hall. John
Juros explained the work being done right now on the south face of Town Hall.
You'll look outside today, you'll find caution tape out there because we have a gentleman working on the roof doing two things. One is sort of an investigation of what's up there, and also to try and stabilize in the short term some of the slates. We don't know what the final result is. He just started working today, and today was a great day to work. So we don't have a lot of time. We're expending, frankly, $12,000 for a short-term look-see as they get up on that roof and take some slate off and see what it is. The good news is the slate's really good up there. It is good slate, good product, and we can find something to match it if we need some. That's only the tip of the iceberg. The iceberg gets a lot deeper when you start to look at the copper flashings and the gutters. And the copper, of course, copper is inexpensive today, so we don't have to worry about that, but we can spend a lot of that money. That $100,000 can disappear very quickly. I could spend that on scaffolding alone. So we've put together, over a period of time, first the original study, which had some crude numbers on the exterior masonry just for raw costs of nearly approaching $1.5 million, plus management, add another 25% on top, contingencies. And that's just looking at the exterior skin. The roof itself, when we find out what's really happening up there, that can be off in the neck of the woods of $1 million, $1.5 million. Yes, we don't have finite numbers yet. That's part of the study that we will have from the architectural firm, and they will get up there and they will do that analysis and they will put real numbers for once, because all the numbers we have been estimates that have been done in-house to try and approximate what we think how big this problem is. But it's massive. The numbers that I gave you at the last trip around, unfortunately, I did find an error. And I think someone on this group found it. The management numbers run around 25%, so that first phase of exterior envelope, when we put it into pieces, that real number there is about $870,000, not the $780 that was listed there. But all the others are basically correct. We tried to put this together in something that was a manageable piece. Take the south face, take the east face, take the west face, and then lastly the north face, to try and break things down. Now that's not the way to renovate a building. It's an expensive way to do it, but it's a way to keep things within phasing. So when I say we really need the $2.5 million, $2.1 million for the exterior masonry, we need that. Should we have it all at once? Well, I think the architectural study is going to show that. Why are we concerned about the exterior masonry? Well, we all know the roof, of course, we all know roofs could leak and therefore water comes down. Well, the exterior masonry does the same thing. These are solid masonry walls. Many of them, if you look carefully, have cracks, hairline cracks. Those are all taking water in. People asked, why don't we do a little paint job and make the stairwells look good? I know Mr. Clemens has been after me for a couple of years since I've been here to why don't I do that? And I said, if I take that wallpaper off, the wall's going to come down, and you're not going to like what you see because we have water inside that wall.
Town Manager John Klim explained how a commitment from the CPC would help move the process forward.
This committee needs to see the documentation from the historical study and additional analysis before you make a final decision. I'm the eternal optimist, but I believe that if there is a local commitment, a substantial local commitment, that other doors, I don't think the timing could be better in terms, we just filed an application last week to begin the process of being nominated a green community in Massachusetts. If we get that, millions of dollars are available in terms of energy efficiency funding for windows and energy systems and the like. But fundamentally, I think they're going to ask how sound is the envelope of the building. which gets us back to square one. I think that if you can make a commitment in terms of a set-aside, then at least we can go to other funding sources and say that our CPC has made that commitment pending the analysis that you're waiting for. As we said before, our fear is that if this is phased, or if we wait too long, even if this committee in its unanimous voice supports the program, you're going to be out of money. And so that's why, I mean, we don't need to leave here with a check today. We need to see in the near future whether it's possible to make a commitment for a set-aside so that we know that if DPW meets your thresholds and provides you the documentation that you need, that there'd be a commitment. And that we can take that commitment, at least that pledge, to other funding sources and try to build on it so that we can parlay your commitment to the commitment of other agencies and entities. We've got to start somewhere, and we're hoping that this is where we're starting, with a commitment for a set-aside.
Laura?
Mr. Juris, I know in the past we've asked where the numbers came from, and they seem to kind of be a little bit all over the map as far as general conditions and overhead and profit and project management. And I didn't know whether that was just guesstimates, whether it increased. It doesn't seem to increase over time. It just seems to increase. And
let me explain how these numbers come together. First, there was an error in the 2010
right, project management
thing. Yeah, that number really should have been about 173,000. It usually runs about 25% of the raw construction number. So that number really is closer to the 870 versus 780. Okay, so
the CPC members engaged in some give and take in regard to dealing with the needs of Town Hall and secondarily at the school administration building as well.
Is there any situation by which we can borrow the money to do the entire job, use CPC money to fund? I realize we can't use it to pay back work already done, but to then break that out and let other funding sources kind of cover the loan amount? I don't really know if that's possible. It's a good question, but I don't think they can. You know, I don't know if we can pay it back.
I don't have the act in front of me.
I think we can. We would have to check with Mark Milne, but it's possible to do that. But given the resources we have, as you know, our revenues here would cover this type of expense. We're being asked for $3,070,700 for this building and $1,920,000. We would be covering that under this request under existing monies available.
I just need to say that we haven't spent hardly anything on affordable housing, and
This is true.
you know, and the undesignated fund at $3.2 million, this would eat the whole thing up. So, and we don't know what we're going to have going forward. The matching, our revenue just pays our land bank debt. So
Correct.
both land acquisition and historic preservation have been well funded, and affordable housing hasn't. So, you know, I for one wouldn't want to use the $3.2 million just for historic preservation, even given this building.
The CPC voted to hold off until more information is available from the historical architects who are assessing the town hall scenario. That information is expected within 6 to 8 weeks.
If you'd like to see more of the latest CPC meeting, you can find it on demand at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
Meanwhile, on the town calendar tonight, just one meeting. That's the Conservation Commission at 6:30 in the town hall hearing room.
Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kevin Friel.
We'll meet you right back here tomorrow. I'm Mark Mumford.